All right, we want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Black Market Podcast presented by Hack the Markets. I am one of your co hosts, AC, also known as the Market Oracle.
What's going on, everybody? Raheem the Drain. Let's get it.
All right, 4K Ken checking in. What's going on, everybody? Hope
There we
everybody
go.
had a good day, man.
Team done checked in. Yes, sir. Everybody done had a good day. Hopefully, at least. Hopefully, at least.
Been pretty straight, man. The stuff is sliding a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So we're gonna
saw
sit
that.
on that.
Tech is definitely taking a dip.
Mm-hmm.
Tech
There's
is
some
definitely
opportunities
taking a
for
dip.
some entries for sure.
Mm-hmm. I see the Dow fell nearly 200 points, and the Nasdaq snapped its 3-day winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, tech is definitely seeing a little bit of stumbling action right here. Is guess trying to catch his drift, but we all know it's bound to happen. All this stuff isn't going to continue to keep going higher.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I mean, what we're looking at right now is just the laggers from last year leading and the leaders pulling back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one interesting chart. It was a chart showing pretty much like the big time winners of like all the Reddit army, if you want to call it, or pretty much like the
Oh,
big retailers.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a chart and it showed like through all of 2020, all of the names that they were messing around with and running and making a lot of money off of course they went way high. And they hit a peak in like February of 2021. And from then on, those things have been coming down in respect to professional money managers.
Mm.
So the thing is like their their curve went up and then it came right back down. So it's definitely interesting to see. Like they did have their small spurt though. They had that small spurt. People had a lot of little money, extra money, and now boom, it's gone. So if you think that you're gonna be riding that wave from 2 years ago, yeah, you need to. You definitely don't know anything about the market if you try to trade 2021 like 2020.
and these things can't keep going forever. I mean, we got Apple on the other hand making new market caps.
Well, I think it requires you to adjust your strategy, right? We've had too many changes in the market now to be able to hold the same trading ideas as before, even if it were comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, and on top of that, talking about new market cap, you guys see that Ford just finally hit 100 million. I mean,
Yeah.
100. What was it? 100 billion. I think it's
100, yeah,
100
100
billion. Yeah,
Uh,
100 billion for the first time ever.
billion.
I didn't know if I was gonna see that. I guess that explains why it's so much activity at this high point.
Mm-hmm. 100 billion for Ford. So I know you had been talking about that one for a minute, Raheem. So that's some news right there. $100 billion market cap.
They
Mm-hmm.
opened up the gate right there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Because I mean, I'm looking at the stock chart, and I mean, Ford really isn't that expensive of a stock.
Nah, it isn't.
Yeah, right.
Like Ford is going for $25 right now. Like
Mm.
it is on a breakout though. Like it's been on a nice breakout. If you were able to get in around September of last year, especially when we were talking about, I think that might have been the time that you were talking about it, Raheem. Around that time frame, if you got in around that time frame, you are up over 100% though, because it moved from about $12 and we are at 25.31 now. So you
Mm-hmm.
double up 12 and you get 24. So you're already above 100%, and that's not even what a few months. That's not even a full half year, and you've made over 100% on your investment. So that's
Right.
actually a pretty good move for Ford.
Yeah, it is. And I was about to say these banks,
Yeah,
they got the big they get they capping off of it most definitely too since last year
Yeah.
and into this year with the rates in the
for
future.
sure.
But how far they gonna be able to go?
That's
They're
the
gonna go higher. See, you got to understand that these banks have been operating in a low interest rate environment for so long that
Mm.
once they're able to bring in more money off of interest, then their bottom lines are gonna inflate fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking at Wells Fargo right now, and that thing is like
Yeah.
breaking back higher. Is back higher than the highs that we were seeing of December of 19. December of 19 really was a key point for Wells Fargo. And then once COVID came in, that thing just tanks all the way down to about roughly at the bottom point, which we saw in October of 2020. The thing bottomed out at $20, roughly about $20 and some change. Now we're looking at $55.99. That's $56 all day. That's a pretty good move to the upside. And when I saw it get that cheap, I was telling everybody that you needed to buy Wells Fargo because you would never see Wells Fargo at 20 something dollars ever again, probably.
Right.
I remember that too. We hey, that was one of the ones we had on here.
Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about a lot of these plays, and the thing is, like, we're so far ahead.
But look, I ain't still got Wells Fargo, boy.
You was Wells Fargo.
Hey, boy, I
You
would have
was
been
Wells
for
Fargo.
real, boy. Hey,
Exactly.
shoot.
But you see how ahead we are. We're always ahead of everything. We're always like weeks, months ahead of everything. People are
Right.
always scrambling to get in after the fact, but we're already in. Things are appreciating, and we're on to the next play because we understand that once that move happens, the same way that we got in because we saw it, it's a lot of other smart people that are getting in that got money too, and they're putting in those bets. They're the ones that's controlling it. They get this thing swinging higher, and then boom, they start unloading so that they can make their money that they just made, and actually, capitalize on this money, not just say that it's still floating because I'm not closing out my trades. Like they're gonna start closing out the trades. So, I mean, looking at that stuff like that, it's easy to see, hindsight is always 2020, they say. But I feel like we're always hitting it right on the head.
Yeah. I mean, if we went back to these shows and looked at all the picks, I
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
mean,
Cause I got a pick for today that I really like. And I mean, like, it's a nice pick. Like we've talked about it before, but I'm gonna wait to that segment. But we talked about it before and it's coming back up again. So it's definitely a good opportunity to get in on this one that I got.
man, y'all heard anything else about the semiconductor shortage? They getting that right yet?
They were saying that it wasn't gonna be until 2022, the end of
Yeah, I
2022.
was gonna say it hasn't really been any, I guess, introductory discussion on how they're gonna put this thing back in order.
Yeah. Especially with because I mean you could tell PlayStation 5s aren't on the shelves anymore still. They're still
Yeah.
selling out within seconds. So yeah, no shortages being handled right now at least.
Right.
That is, man.
They go faster than the J's, man.
Joe can't even get a PlayStation, man.
They go faster than the J's, man.
Like, I haven't seen a video game released like this ever.
Right.
Ever. Nah. And see, like everyone's talking about the PlayStations, but Xboxes are the same way. A lot more people want the PlayStation. It's in a lot more demand, but the Xbox is selling out the same way too. And it's just because of the limited quantity.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, the supply chain issues are definitely still lingering around here.
Yeah.
The grocery stores getting hit the most coming off of holidays.
Yeah.
And
And that's not going to be something you can correct quickly either. So there's going to take some patience from people to be able to understand what it's going to do, which could be an entry point in the market.
like I heard on the news today, they talking about they're not expecting supply chain for grocery stores to get back right until third quarter.
Wow.
That long. Wow.
Third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Y'all better start learning how to farm.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, boy, get my hydroponic garden
telling you.
growing right there in the living room.
Exactly. They got those little setups that you can buy from Best Buy. And you can grow your tomatoes and all types of stuff at the house. So that might be what you need to do. Because, I mean, if they're going to still have supply chain issues like this, and then they're also charging you extra for things that they consider to be organic, meaning that how are they growing this other stuff? I don't even want to know. So, all this type of stuff that you start raising questions about because everybody is in it for $1. So now it's like, capitalism is alive and well in this country. So with that being said, like they're gonna cut every corner that they can to be able to get this product to you as cheaply as possible so that they can maximize their returns.
Mm-hmm.
And that's scary, especially when you start thinking about food.
Right. I mean, food shortage, man. Hey,
That's the man. We
that's,
already saw how it was with gas. Let's not go to food.
that's
Exactly.
extreme, but hey, Joe gonna be taking them ramen noodles out the shelf.
Honestly, storing, stocking them up.
I'm telling you. Hey, and
Hey,
for the people that can't cook, man, I'm feel bad for them because what they gonna do?
cause
Look,
the grocery store running out.
I mean, but
What,
even if you bought the stuff from the grocery store, what are you gonna do with it?
that's what I'm saying. The
look, now's a
restaurant
great
running
time to right. The
out.
best. We
So
get the Hello Fresh and get some instructions.
and see, the thing is, like this inflation, we've talked about it so much. We talked about it way before anybody else was talking about it because we saw it happening. Like people argued me up and down on the internet at one point, talking about how inflation wasn't real and all this stuff. And I'm like, clearly, you're not paying attention to anything that I'm paying attention to. Because this is red hot right now. What I'm talking about it is red hot. People aren't talking about inflation until right now. Like it's only until December and currently that we're hearing other people talk about inflation. Inflation has been alive for months now. We've been calling inflation is rising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
they
now
feel.
we see it like we talked about it before with the used cars, but
Mm-hmm.
they're still soaring. Used car prices are still soaring and they're adding to inflation.
Man, they only seeing it because their groceries going up now, and they ain't got none. That's the only reason why.
Right. They could avoid it before.
Exactly. Groceries are going higher, cars are going higher, gas is going higher.
Man,
Everything is going higher. I mean, rent is getting
that's
blown
what
out
I.
of proportion
Yeah.
now. Like I don't understand why no one sees inflation until now. Like all the signs were there, but and especially the biggest key was when people thought that printing money was going to solve issues. That right there opened the floodgate. That right there, that one instance opened the floodgate for all this stuff to happen.
Right.
And a lot of people aren't going to want to talk about that. A lot of people aren't going to want to talk about, oh man, we wanted that $2,000 stimulus because now they're talking about they want a $2,000 stimulus per month. They have some type of petition that's going on, and it has over 3 million signatures on it now.
They gonna print this money. See, I want to have one quick conversation about them printing this money, and
Mm-hmm.
for all the viewers out there, you got this money printing off. At what point do you not think that this is gonna lose, just not have any value?
That's what I'm saying. Like people don't understand economics. People just think this is what happened. People heard they can print money, just print more then. They
Right.
just heard that and said, "Well, if you can print money, just print some more." Because they thinking I can just go grab some money. Like you just printed it now, I can just go use it. I mean, yeah, but like you just said, the devaluation of it is so huge to the point that now you are buying $4 and $5 gallons of milk just because you thought that printing money was going to solve issues and it actually made all the issues worse.
Worse. Yeah.
Man, and let's look at this on the long term, and also a pro tip for the viewers. You see this depreciating dollar value. Why not just take this dollar value and put it to an appreciating asset, and you can have your money preserved over time? What you think all these famous people, all these people who got millions and billions of dollars, it's not in dollar, it's not in US dollar. It's more than likely in assets.
It's in all types of assets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that is in liquid. They don't have that in liquid cash, but they definitely have it in assets.
And I'm gonna raise this question to y'all. This is a little, you know, just speculation. So,
Okay.
the dollar devaluing, but every American has credit.
Okay.
So, this is extreme, circumstances. Dollar disappears. If you got credit, you still got credit, whatever the new currency is.
You have credit in whatever the new currency is, but it depends on the conversion rate. It still depends on a lot of different things because
Conversion rate still.
you still have to have some type of measurement. Because if you're doing a 1-to-1 U.S. dollar, because the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency. So if you're doing a 1-to-1 on that, I mean, that's the only thing that you can do a 1-to-1 on, because I mean, you can't do it to the Chinese yuan. You're definitely
Right.
not doing it with the Japanese yen. You're not doing it with the British pound. You're not doing it with the euro. Definitely not doing it with the euro. That's a crumbling economy. You want to put all your money on that, and the only thing that's making them survive is Germany? I don't think
Right.
you want to do that.
It's a great way to lose.
That's
What you gonna
wild.
do? Put it in the Mexican peso? In the Canadian dollar? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna put it in?
Look, hey, at this point, it sounds like the assets the best of all.
Yeah.
Assets the best move you can make. Just put them in assets, man.
Exactly.
And look, just to hold off until right now, and then maybe next year it'll give a different type of market. But right now it seems hide away.
Don't look that promising.
No, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't. It um it does not look good at all, I'll say that. And because of all this inflation, of course, now the Fed is looking to hike 3 to 4 times this year. At first, it was just 3 times. It was going to be 3 this year and it was going to be 3 next year. Now
Right.
they're citing all this red hot inflation, and now they're trying to say that it's going to be 3 to 4 now this year. So now they're kind of showing their hand and saying that it's definitely going to be 3, because with it being 3 this year and 3 next year, that number was kind of up in the air. Can always change. They always say they try to cite data and all that, so it could have changed. Could have been 2, could have just been 1, but now it sounds like they're doubling down to say 3 or 4. So now it seems like 1 or 2 is definite, 3 is for sure, and we don't know if we're gonna get another one.
So what y'all think the impact on crypto gonna be with these rate hikes?
I
To
think
be
more people
honest,
will turn to
like, does it matter with crypto?
that too. That too, because they're separate, entities and how they run as well.
Yeah, that is interesting. Sure, these jokers sitting at a real nice level right now. All the cryptos, it's they at the death cross. They about to either make it or break it.
Yeah, there have been some super pullbacks.
They about to either make it or break it,
Hey, the
boy.
pullback is about to turn into a correction soon, and that
Right.
correction will soon turn into a bear market.
I tell you, boy, that joker sitting on thin ice right now.
Hey.
But you said the dollar may be, it's high risk, it's going, it's getting to this point, but this crypto and NFT market world, this ain't going nowhere.
Mm-mm.
It ain't going nowhere,
I don't
man.
think it's going anywhere either. I've seen a couple like articles written by people that's kind of talking about the crypto and all that. I mean, not the crypto, the NFT worlds and all that stuff with the metaverse and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, they're citing that your digital life is going to be more important than your physical life, at a certain point.
Wow.
That's what they're saying.
That's so crazy.
Hey,
This social, what they call social,
social engineering at its finest, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
we're gonna be like the Black Mirror episode.
Literally.
Basically, because
Your
they're
social,
saying that
your internet, your digital space is gonna be your representation.
basically. So, I mean, I don't know how.
We ain't seeing people no more. Only way we see people is social media now. Almost.
Exactly.
Yeah,
One of the biggest ways we communicate.
yeah. You connect with a lot of different people on there, people that you know, people that you don't know, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting more and more forced now with all of this going on.
Yeah. So you already know I like those digital payment processors. I like those MasterCards and those Visas.
Hey,
Because how else are you going to transact? Who else has any type of market share? I mean, you got American Express too. Those are the top three. Who else has market share? Who else has cards? Who you got? Discover.
hey,
So,
Discover, they hanging in there.
so Discover really doesn't have too much though, you know. But they got a card. So you got four people, but it's really Mastercard,
Right.
Visa, Mastercard and Visa top, and Amex.
Yeah.
Um, outside of those three, you can throw Discover up there. Who is doing cards?
Yeah.
Who does the digital payment processing? You
And
know,
only next of the people we looking at is our fintech.
because to
Yeah.
be honest, even with the what is it, the Venmos and the PayPal's and stuff like that,
Mhm.
isn't that still running through one of these processors like Visa or Mastercard on the back end?
Visa.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
see,
Visa, yeah.
because they're always the clearinghouse in a sense, kind of like how the stock market. You can use all these different brokers, but it's not that many clearinghouses.
You're right. They still gonna have to go through that major provider of processing.
Yeah. Not that many clearinghouses. You got a lot of brokers out here, though. You could choose from a plethora of brokers, but not that many clearinghouses out here clearing those trades. So, I mean, I'm looking at it like that in this financial way too.
Yeah, man. These digital assets. I mean, I got some buddies who have virtual property now in the metaverse.
Okay.
They ain't ashamed about it because they like, hey, it's right next to the polo store. So it's gonna have value because if this is a mall in the virtual world, and I have a shopping center here by a major shopping center, the big companies gonna have to come pay me for my virtual property.
Right. I mean, if it does get the traction that they're saying, like it's gonna take over your physical life, which sounds crazy, but
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, everything is driven to the phone, like we just talked about, digital processing. You got e-com that's just getting bigger and bigger. And I mean, a lot of things are just going digital to the point where you're having to work from home and remotely. That's
right,
either going to school as well. So everything is pretty much digital. Now you tell them instead of us having to physically, just be on this call right here where I'm just seeing you on a screen. Now I just put on these glasses and now I can interact with you and I can, we can walk around and we can talk and all that stuff and we can still kind of
Hey,
like do what we were doing. It's just not it's not real, but it's kind of real. It's digital.
I got my Quest 2, man.
Oh, you got one now?
I've been in the metaverse.
Okay,
whoa,
so tell me, man. Tell me, you beamed up into this thing, man. Tell me
right,
what's going on
I
in the
went into the
metaverse, man.
metaverse, man. I got in there, got my crib set up,
what?
and
Oh,
I
so you
went
got a
on,
house and everything in the metaverse.
yeah.
You bought
So
one.
how does that work? Who did you buy your house from?
Hey, I don't know where I bought my house from, but I have my house I can walk around in.
Oh my god.
Now,
Okay.
the other thing is my buddy, he got a crib too on there. So I went to his crib and we literally, he got you got like a projector on the wall, like a smart board,
Okay.
and like a big screen, and we literally like we charting up in the metaverse, sitting at the table, face to face like this, and looking up at the screen, got the charts up there. So, what you were saying, this digital world, people are attacking this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are attacking it.
And
Like,
remember, I had been
yeah,
said like all you had to do was get something like that. Cause I had already thought about, for workplaces. Workplaces, you don't even need anything. You just got a digital world now. Boom, everybody can still collab. You walk around the office like you're in the office. I can still see if you're at your desk or not, and all that stuff. And it's still digital. I'm not intrusive because I mean it is digital, so it's not like I'm walking up on you in person.
hey, my homeboy went to a Young Thug concert,
I saw that. I saw like that part too.
and he networked with some folks out there, and I was just like, man, that's really like it's really giving like the in person vibes without giving the in-person vibe.
Which is crazy to think you're really having these full conversations with people, but they're like talking at home.
Yeah. And they
And
probably
that's
don't,
what's gonna
they
kill
probably don't,
everybody.
they
That
probably
right there is
don't
what's gonna get everybody.
You're gonna be having these full like discussions and then take off your headset and not know what to do. You're complete now
Exactly.
that you're unplugged.
unplug.
People gonna want to stay plugged in, man.
Right.
Like, hey, they're gonna have services where they like just hooked up to a chair, man, and like they're never leaving. Like they have something that's keeping them alive.
That's insane.
I mean, that's the thing though. This is a real peer-to-peer driven, environment. This new digital space that we're in, and
Yeah.
the people. This is a space for the people. And these big companies don't start getting a move on, they're gonna be buying these spaces from the people.
Yeah.
So, for example, they have like, how we have domains on like the internet, like .com and stuff like that. That's internet two. The blockchain is internet three, and their domains are based from Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the domains in the metaverse and on blockchain is like .eth or .btc. That's actually like how you transfer all of your NFTs. You have your own domain .eth or .btc. Now get this, just like we can do in the regular world, we can purchase domains, domain names if they're not taken, and we can own them. And then if someone wants that domain name, they have to buy it from you.
Right.
So the metaverse, Polo is there, a few retailers are there, but all of them are not there. And all of them don't have their domain names yet. They're gonna have to buy these from these people.
Oh, that's tough. There's no way that they're these rich. They're gonna allow the government to not have any type of say in this. So someone's gonna complain about something.
Yeah. Nike.eth. That's my new one.
That's insane.
Nike.btc. Come on, Nike, what you gonna do?
Right.
Exactly.
So, matter of fact, I want to say Adidas has started their first NFT project.
Okay.
Adidas has started their first NFT project.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that's jumping into that space now.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of people jumping into that space now.
It's pretty interesting because, originally I looked at it, I was like, hey, this is just, a gift, a picture that you're paying for. But people are actually giving more value to this picture than money. So by you just having, this NFT, you're now able to get access to, certain, courses, merchandise.
Do you think it's almost a barter system?
NFT is a smart contract. So it's literally a contract online. It says these documents are written. You get this NFT, you get XYZ, and it stands up in court.
Wow.
And there's no refunds.
No refunds. No refunds.
Right.
No refunds.
I understand.
So,
I like that.
it's an interesting world. Like I want to say, this one guy, he actually he sells crowns, like like crowns, like the bandana crowns, for kings. He got different styles. So what he did is he made, he got different crowns already. So he started a crown collection in NFT. And he say you buy the NFT, you get a crown. So these people are really, it's a lot of applications to this NFT space, for sellers, and also just letting, artists who weren't able to make it big get a chance.
Does
That's
your
pretty
person
good.
in the metaverse look like you?
That's pretty good. Now I wonder, can they rob you in the metaverse?
Right.
Hey, that contract, once that contract is signed, the NFT, no refunds.
Hey, I'm just saying, can they rob you in the
I'm even thinking,
metaverse? What if
yeah,
I
'cause
run up in your spot? I found your spot, and I'm
right.
like, oh, I'm finna go up in Raheem's spot, and then I go up in there and you not there. Can I start taking stuff and then walk
I
out?
took your polo shirt.
You know what I'm
Now,
saying? I just take a couple things, take a couple items, I walk out, and boom, your NFTs, my NFTs.
ah,
No
oh,
refund.
goodness. Oh my God. Hey,
Finders keepers, ain't that what it is?
I don't know about that one, man. Hey, what I do know is if they have your domain name, they can see all the NFTs that you have. You can
Really?
see everything. You can see pretty much what people own.
Wow.
It's transparent.
Oh, okay. So everybody can count your pockets. God.
Maybe that makes it more secure, though.
How that make it more secure? Everybody know what I got, man.
Unless you find them in the real life.
If they,
Man, shoot. That
if
ain't
they
secure for
allow
me,
everyone to
man.
see it, maybe there's some time. I mean, because I guess I'm thinking if there's no way to really hack the person.
I mean, they're not gonna be able to get it digitally, but if they find them physically, I don't know at that point.
Yikes.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I don't know at that point.
Yeah, they steal your headset. Now they're you.
Exactly.
That's tough.
I'm out here balling.
Go in there and send your NFTs to they sell.
Hackers.
Man.
I told you, man.
Digital crime.
Told you, bro. They gonna be robbing in here. I'm trying to tell you, they gonna be doing all types of crazy stuff, man.
Hey,
you know the criminals gonna be in there finding some type of way to get some money.
Have to.
Look, speaking of criminal, I heard the craziest thing. Crime is getting kind of high right now.
Oh man, what?
People just losing it. These people literally had a white van at Home Depot, and they were getting all these items, stealing all these items, and printing the receipt inside the van and returning it.
How in the world was they printing the receipts, man? How they did it?
They got a receipt printer, they got the machine.
They got the Home Depot receipt printer. Golly. They done took the whole computer.
Yeah, that takes some
and
thought.
printer.
And they in the truck in the parking lot. What they doing?
In the parking lot. How dumb can you be? Why you ain't go to Lowe's if you trying to do it with Home Depot, man? Sit in Lowe's parking lot, man. You know they ain't finna be checking for you over there, man.
Look, man, they crime going crazy right now. These people getting desperate out here.
Yeah, that's world's dumbest criminals right there, though, man.
Yeah, that's different. You could have gone anywhere.
You don't sit in the parking lot or whatever at a spot that you robbing, man. What you doing?
What?
Man, we need to make them a course, man. We gotta teach them.
I don't know if they count as criminals. They didn't really do the whole criminal thing. They gave a good effort, but we need to see some better execution.
Man, ain't no A for effort out here if you in a life of crime, man. You either going to jail or you getting away, man. It's only two options.
They getting desperate out here, man.
That's right.
Hey, they getting too desperate, man. You can't mess with everybody out here.
One thing about it though, man, Joker got to know a little something to be able to engage into that digital world, though.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do the Joker off the street that know what to do, where to go for now.
Yeah, for now. But once it starts getting a little bit more prominent and people start interacting and seeing these little loopholes and this, that, and the other, you know, people gonna poke and pry. And they gonna poke at the right thing, and boom, I'm in. And that's how it starts.
Like, is it a pretty seamless thing to get into the metaverse, or you just kind of put the goggles on and go?
Yeah, when you put them on,
you there.
You pop up in your crib.
Oh wow!
And then after that, you know, you just make a link up with whoever you trying to link up with.
Okay.
Like you know, like video games. Start a party somewhere.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
It's interesting, man.
That is.
You know, we're gonna see.
That's very interesting.
where it's gonna go. But this, I'm really, that was some new information for me with the NFTs and actually having a value outside of money because it makes sense. Like why these people are really selling these things out now. Like it's almost a flex at this point to make your profile picture a certain NFT. Like that's what they're doing. Like Jay-Z, he did this crypto punk that pretty much looked just like him.
Mm-hmm.
Made his profile picture. He dropped the whatchamacallit, told his folks to get in.
Yeah.
They all made their profile pictures. Now everybody too late.
I saw something that Snoop Dogg's son was saying, and he's in the NFT market as well, but he was more saying it in terms of the speed that you can get the money out. So instead of having to wait for a bank to go, business days, you can transfer that through whatever source or whatever coin it is within a day, 2 days. So, I mean, that may be another way that people are going to start to maximize getting their, returns and out of that and then put their money into something else. Where,
That was the whole purpose of Ripple. Ripple was supposed to be for the finances.
yeah. So,
It's interesting
multi-purpose.
stuff for real. Definitely interesting stuff. We've gotten to that time though now, guys. Y'all got some plays y'all want to put out there?
So one on my mind. Been on my mind about the past couple of weeks because it's just loading up, man. It loading up, man. Loading up, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm big on the fintechs. I'm still waiting. I got my PayPal sitting right here. It's in a nice consolidation, since by the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's finding the bottom. It's been consolidating there long enough, so I'm expecting to break out here after a while. It's consolidated long enough.
Nice.
How you looking at?
I was looking at Voya Financial. Take some time to look into some more, not only just off of analysis, but just looking at some reports as well, doing my homework outside of just charts. And so they're actually doing some things with some education pieces, and they're also starting to partner with people now. Everything's going virtual. They're partnering with a virtual education software. So hopefully they're kind of go in tandem. And like we were talking about before, looking at those subsidiary companies that are a part of these larger overarching ones. So hopefully with one, iron sharpens iron, they'll bring each other up. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I got Fuel Cell. We talked about them. We always talk about them. We hint at them every now and then. I like where they are now because they've gotten below that $5 mark. So I really like where they are now. I'm giving it a couple days because I think it can go a little bit lower down to about $4, maybe high $3 range, and then that's when I'm jumping in. This thing has a lot of potential to get back up to pretty nice levels, and I want to be there to catch this thing when it goes back up to those levels.
That's future technology too.
Yeah, and see that's with the alternative fuel. Of course, we know EV and alternative fuel vehicles are big right now because gas is going away in 2035. So, yeah, I like it.
Wow.
Okay. That's a crazy statement. Gas is going away in 2035.
Yeah, gasoline, the ICE, the internal combustion engine is not going to be running around after 2035.
2035? Let me see how old I'm going to be.
I'm telling you, man. That's crazy.
Man, I'm trying to see what shoot, man.
That's 13 years from now, though. So
we should have them flying cars by then. The Jetsons should be a real thing.
I would hope so.
We thought by 2022 sounded futuristic enough, though. It should have happened already.
Exactly. We thought so, but hey, it is what it is. We 22 years into the 2000s, and we ain't seen nothing that they said we was gonna see.
All we saw the computer stop working in the 2000s, and since then, nothing else.
Nothing. That's crazy. But we do want to encourage everybody to head over to hackthemarketstrading.com. There you can set yourself up a free account. That free account will give you access to a couple things. But if you really want the full meat and potatoes, you're going to have to go with that premium account. Premium account is going to get access to everything that you hear from us, even more picks. You get access to us. You get access to even more people of the team. Just a whole bunch of things that you get. Definitely want to follow us on Instagram and on Twitter, like our Facebook, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us out. Like the videos, comment, help us get the algorithm going in our favor so that more people can see our content. Anything else you guys want to add?
Hey, so maybe next week we'll start seeing what our market do. See if we get our turnaround next week.
Hey,
But
we'll see. We will see.
right now it's questionable.
Yeah, very questionable. I wouldn't say it's a turnaround right now, but it is what it is.
We gonna see.
We shall. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. So enjoy.